probably would favor Bomber, but we'll see. Over here in the bottom left, in the lead, he is
Grandmaster, SK Telecom T1 Ray.
And in the upper right, can he even this out? His ID is
Master, Startail Bomber.
All right, this is exciting.
It is. I have a feeling though that Rain is probably going to pull through.
Yeah.
With this,
especially with how he's playing right now. Like,
I mean, you can see there's a lot of tricky play here from Bomber that Rain does not seem to be impressed by. In fact, even in game number 1, Rain barely lost that. Well, that was so close.
Let's do a little tally of corners cut. So far for Rain 0. Let's do a little tally of tricky builds. So far for Rain 0. He is actually playing so solidly. Like, the fact that he just straight goes into his robo and 3 gates, he almost doesn't have to scout, you know? He's playing that safe.
Actually, that's what's funny is he doesn't have to scout because that's basically safe against everything, but on top of that, he scouts anyways just to...
Yeah, just in case.
Just for good measure.
Yeah, you want to know what's coming before it comes, of course. So it's pretty awesome to see from Rain.
Did you ever do builds where you didn't scout? Because I never liked those builds.
No.
I never for me, like, it doesn't mean I have to scout, like, immediately, but I have to get a scout out and see.
No, I hate builds where you don't scout.
People in my opinion, when you're using these builds where you just never scout them, there's so many weird things you can just end up losing to where it's just not worth it. It's worth giving up the minerals and
I play multiplayer, not single player.
Yeah, ditto. So we got the probe coming in here now. And we do not have, important to note, any gases taken, although the Terran has the money for that, so it should be a quick command center here from Terran.
It should be, but it might be something else. We'll see. 1 racks into command center. Oh, and it is. There you go. Not the most common build right now, and in fact, with Bomber already, we did see him go into triple command like this on Anaconda. But we'll see if he goes
this
for
would
that.
be a weird... If he went triple command center, I'd be really surprised because...
I would too.
You can't actually... I mean, the fact of the matter is the third base on this map for basically everybody is hard to hold. So, I mean, you can't really utilize that third command center. And when you do, you don't have the army to defend with it.
But what if he just did exactly what he did on Anaconda? What if he decided that the mech build here would be very good as well? He would get a big spread. Psystorms wouldn't be as effective.
I feel like that wouldn't be good on this map either, though. I don't think
You're
the mech
not
build,
a big
I'm not
proponent
a mech.
of mech.
No, not in this build of the game. Not in this iteration, no.
Well, it looks like he's going triple command, Tasteless.
All right. See if I'm...
and he's going to hide it.
Oh, no, that's actually fine if he hides it here.
Tasteless doesn't like mech, but he likes hiding bases. We are the odd couple.
Yeah, we are the odd couple here. Well, if he has to get a third command center, this is probably the best way to do it, though.
Yeah, this is a great way to do it.
So, what this is all hinged on is the fact that most players expand to the next closest expansion, and because these guys have to play so tightly, when you're at this level of play, there's sometimes a chance that the Protoss Rain, in this case, might neglect checking the bottom right or upper left expansion. And the result is that he would be thrown off by how much of an economic lead Bomber would have. But this is going to be an interesting follow-up with this here, the Proxy Twilight Council.
Yeah.
Not even Proxy, just hidden, I guess you could say.
Yeah, probably going to be a Dark Shrine coming up. And it's funny because he chose the top left. He could have just as well chosen the bottom right. And then
actually, that's so funny because, had he just randomly hit that in the bottom right, this is a completely different game. But
as the Dark Shrine pops up, it sees the command center and both just get canceled. It's like, well, we'll see how this goes for him because Bomber is going to sit back very defensively for a little bit, drop his mules at that bottom right, try to get as many minerals as possible, get his macro edge.
You know what's funny about this is there's an even less likely chance that Rain is going to find the bottom right base because normally when you proxy like this, you're just less likely to assume that they hit something else as well.
Yeah, it's
because this is predicated off them playing normally for this strategy to really be effective.
There is the possibility because he's obviously going for Dark Templar drop as we do see that robo on the way. There is definitely the possibility that he doesn't skirt the entire map and he doesn't go through the center. He might just randomly send that Warp Prism over the command center at the bottom right. That is absolutely one of the flight paths we could see here.
That would be another big game changer because he would have to lift off that command center, and that's a very long travel distance to get back to the main to where it can be utilized.
Well, you know, from where I saw you had it rallied right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But we'll see. You know, he might fix that. So this is, it's kind of funny because we're sitting here waiting. This is not even, like, a lot of this game is not going to be decided by skill, this one.
Yeah, this is kind of a dice roll here.
This is like the DT drop may scout what is happening, or it may do a lot of damage. Those are the two things that are almost luck-based, and it's a little bit for Rain. Whereas with Bomber, he might just, this might happen right before he drops all his mules, and bam, he has 2-3 scans, and nothing happens.
Yeah. So this is, this might be the riskiest thing we see Rain do here in this entire series. Not that there's too much risk involved compared to how he normally plays. Oh my god, oh my god.
Well, this is
Rain
good.
just leaves nothing untouched, doesn't he?
Yeah, this is really, really good for Rain.
Peekaboo, nerd. Found your hidden base.
And he attacks it. He actually is like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have another DT heading towards the front now. No missile turrets. There's not a single missile turret. Well, Bomber, you could be in trouble here.
All right, the DT's now coming in here doing a lot of damage now. We don't have a scan just yet. SCV's being pulled now from the third base.
At the same time, there is a DT in the natural as well, and this is going so fantastically for Rain. 8 kills, 9 kills already. Bomber's
He's actually killing so many Marines here.
Yeah.
Now he runs out. Oh!
No.
You're kidding me. No, wait.
Don't worry, he went back to get killed by... Oh, no, never mind.
No, that DT is a badass.
He is a badass, but he's only got one hit point left.
Wait a minute. And then saw that one SCV. It's like, I can take you too. This is how DTs talk. So...
Well, this is fantastic for Rain. He's in a great spot at this point.
I think this is almost impossible to recover from. Which the fact that the third base was hit or was spotted, excuse me.
Rain has a pretty big advantage at this point, I would say, Tasteless. And that single immortal's coming up with the 2 observers that all got rallied there. So he's ready to do a very detected attack.
Did he land the command center in the right spot there?
Yeah.
He did? Okay, I thought for a second. We only got a glimpse of it. I thought it was actually misplaced there. So,
I hate when this happens.
No, I do this too. I said that second guess myself. I'm not sure if that's planted right or not, but it looks like it's just a little bit to the left.
Could be.
But the Bomber is probably going to have to counterattack here. I don't know how effective that's going to be, but I don't know what else he can really do.
Well, the big problem for him is that 3 immortals were made. Protosses have kind of figured this out. If you go DTs, just make some immortals, and it gives you enough backbone to your army that you're not just going to die when they attack you. And with 3 of them out, charge almost finished, +1 armor already done, this situation for Rain is not a bad one.
All right, he's going to load up. And nicely done here by Rain. He might force Bomber to go back and defend. If Bomber does not, then Bomber has to do a tremendous amount of damage with this attack up ahead.
Well, that is 4 medevacs full of units right now. We'll see what he can get done with it. He did take out this missile turret, and the second one will get taken out as well, so that's going to make the DT in there more powerful also. Bomber's in a lot of trouble if he doesn't do something here.
All right, it looks like Bomber's going to hold, but here's the real story. This drop over here in the main.
Ooh, it is a big one indeed, Tasteless.
And Nexus Cannon now being triggered here.
Oh, he's going for the Nexus. He's going for broke here, Tasteless. Can he actually get it? The Zealot's not going to be useful. And it looks like that Nexus is going to go down.
Actually, this angle here is so bad for the Protoss.
Yeah.
Looks like actually the fact that he killed the Nexus makes it a little bit better now for the Protoss, so he can actually get over there. But he does pick up and run out. And he could even drop over here and actually kill this Nexus.
If he gets that Nexus, Tasteless, then suddenly Rain...
I think he actually gets his Nexus.
The smile is going to be wiped off his face, Tasteless.
Is he going to... No, okay, he barely saves that.
Well, it's okay. Go right back in.
Yeah, you can. You know, it's funny because when you get in these situations, it's so hard to keep your army separated that you end up just... it just becomes a mess, and all the times you can end up losing critical buildings.
Well, let's take a look at this. 52 probes against 32 SCVs, so still the better economy here for Rain despite losing that command center. 7 medevacs are out. That's pretty scary, but there are 4 immortals, and oh my god, he's going to get the command center.
Or Nexus.
Hatchery, I don't care, whatever it is.
Got your back, Artosis.
The mining thing, man. The big pylon.
He's going to get the pyramid. I'm like, yes, the Nexus. This thing looks like a pyramid.
Take this, Tutankhamun. Well, that Bomber's still doing a lot of damage. What was that? A lot of units on the way.
This game's gotten actually very weird very quickly. So, now he's going to drop in the main, but he's also going to attack into the front. But now we can see Rain's driving him back, but I don't know if there's going to be adequate defense now here in the main.
I do want to say I'd like to see him have some DTs on defense at this point, because Bomber has to use his mules, so that would be something that could clean up the drops for less supply than what he's walking around with up there.
All right, a scan here on the army. That may trigger him to pick up his entire army in the medevacs and actually go over here towards the main.
And looks like you're right about that, Tasteless. He's going for it once again, but
he's got to be careful because Storm actually, when they're bunched up like this, is really bad.
Couple storms can change absolutely everything. Bomber split for a minute, but now he's back pumped up. And ooh, whoa, that was a nice split right there. And he may. Ooh, he's going to get the upgrade and get out of here again with a decent amount of units saved.
This is a game where Bomber is really able to highlight how good he is at actually engaging with his army. And you know, he's getting in there, he's doing damage, he gets right back out.
Look how much supply he has still. 32 SCVs, who cares? It's fine. He has so many units just rallying across that map. He's up to 9 medevacs right now. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's got to be careful because if he loses these medevacs specifically, it's going to be really bad news. Every medevac is so important in this phase of the game, and Rain doesn't seem to quite be able to keep up. We have a drop over here, which will be cleaned up right now from Rain.
Well,
pick up here.
Almost lose that medevac full of units. And Rain, even though he's down in supply at this point, a lot of this supply for Bomber is right there. That's a very important chunk of his army with all the medevacs. So
yeah,
if he can keep that back there or be really cost efficient as it tries to fly out, that would be nice. But it looks like he's actually just going to get out. He led with the red one.
Oh my God, he's going to come in here now. This actually was a big mistake here by Bomber.
Yeah.
I think he's pushed it just too far.
Yes, you're right.
I like what he was doing, but he's kind of overextended the amount of damage you could do when Rain stabilized.
If he had flown right out and rejoined up his whole army, I would have liked the spot he's in. But now Rain is looking like, this is a game once again.
Well, Rain's now taking his third base. Hold on, I gotta use your computer for a second, check something, because there's too much stuff that's happened. So it's 51 probes against 31 SCVs. And both players have substantial armies, but the third base is going to be up and running for Rain way before it will be for Bomber. Now another attack coming up here. And actually not good force fields there.
Yeah, not the best. He doesn't have any energy for storms on those. Very painful losing 3 High Templars, but
you know what,
looks like he has
too much. He just has way too much.
Yeah, very strong army there.
The fact that Bomber trying to stutter step micro back here, I think he's going to run out of gas in a little bit.
Yeah, he's seriously, or at least minerals.
Or at least, yeah. Now, we have... you're funny, Artoshi. Well, Terrence trying to engage, but it just looks like there's too much of the Protoss.
Ooh.
Everything nice. That's actually one of the best ways to storm is to suddenly run away from them.
Yeah.
When they're kiting you, and as they chase you forward, you storm, and the entire army goes through. And now he's pulled his SCVs.
It's time for that SCV.
It's time for that.
Everyone loves so much.
All right, as long as Protoss holds this, Protoss should win the game. And the SCVs are actually okay. He messed that up. Those got to stay with the army. They're there to actually sponge up damage.
But there are 3 High Templars out for Rain right now. Even one Psy Storm landing well could be a game ender here. And you know what, Tasteless? In the meantime, there is more harassment from Rain in Bomber's main base. This poor guy he's down to 27 SCVs right now.
Well, more importantly, most of those SCVs aren't mining. They're actually in this attack up here. And Rain's aware of what's going on. Rain's actually being very casual about this. He's just letting the Terran slowly get his army size reduced. Because he's spaced out his spells so that it won't be until the last second that Rain will finally opt to engage in this. But he should win. Nice storm there.
Yeah, you know what? This is the last stand for Bomber. He needs to get something to happen. You know what? He's kiting so well right now that those Immortals are not even firing. And in fact...
Yeah, Rain does have to be careful because the only thing Bomber can actually do right now is focus on controlling his army. That's
very true. He needs to be more careful with those charge
It doesn't even matter if the Protoss's macro is not perfect. It's like he just has to control his army.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he can end up doing that. He just needs to pull back his units that are being kited a little bit more. Look at that. Just amazing micro by Bomber. He's non-stop with his aggression, just executing it so well.
Well, look at the supplies right now. Excuse me. The supplies, it's 150 here to 102. And end. I don't know. I mean, this sort of been repeating ourselves. We're going in circles here. Now, here's another bigger engagement because he doesn't have to use the rest of that army to defend in his main. Is Protoss overextending here?
You know, I think he's still fine. He's starting to lead with the Immortals a bit more so that they get the first shots off, and that's really helping him out. He's actually reducing Bomber's supply even more, and Bomber is just getting down so low. He's making so few units at once.
All right, it looks like Bomber going to come up here and try to engage. A useless force field thrown down there, and he will be storming this on the way back. Nope, because Bomber did not bring the entirety of his army.
Well, you know what? Here we go. A little bit more of an engagement. He continues to be cost efficient, and GG. Looks like Rain.
Nicely done there by Rain.
Yeah, he's up 3-1, Tasteless.
That was a cool game.
It was.
There was a lot that happened back there.
Well, you know, it was a little bit hectic there in the beginning. Like, would Bomber randomly have the scans ready?
I don't think Bomber can win this series at this point in time. If you look at the different strategies he's choosing, he's constantly trying to catch Rain off guard. We had that funky build in Game 1, which he did win with. Good for him. What happened in Game 2? Why can I suddenly not remember what happened in Game 2?
Because this game was so great, but it was the mech game.
Mech game, thank you. Yeah, the mech game, he did opened up with a weird unit composition to again try to catch his opponent off guard. And, you know, everything from Bomber has just been him essentially trying to pull a fast one on Rain. And I don't know how many times Bomber believes he can pull the wool over Rain's eyes here. Because Rain all he's doing is opening up with a safe expansion and then just getting an observer, and then he just is like, oh, okay.
Basically,
he's doing that, I'll just play conservatively and I'll be fine.
The riskiest thing he's done is a hidden Dark Shrine DT drop. And the thing is, you can actually go DT drop in this matchup. It's not the most common build.
It's not an all-in. It's not the safest thing, but it's not like when you see these guys pull all their SCVs and try to end the game.
Yeah.
It's just not the safest build, which is not what we're used to seeing here with Rain. So either Rain's going to close us out or Bomber's going to have a big comeback. We will be going to game number 5 after this short break. So